What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tee Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tee Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tee Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tee Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. I'm sorry about that. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. Welcome to the Millionaire Morning Show. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? This is why it's necessary sometimes to look at the comments because the comments will actually keep you informed on what's going on. That's why I like including the people in the show. I'm sorry about the muting. I apologize, but we here. What up, people? I figured I was in the studio putting in time, taking care of business. And so as a result, I might as well come and kick it with the people and give y'all the makeup show that I promised y'all. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the studio. We got frame fights tonight on room 9. And we figuring it out. What up, y'all? What's going on? What's the word? Yeah. Sunday. What up, though? What up? What up? What up? Sunday. So mute off. I'm with it. I had an epiphany last night. Always have epiphany on times where I can get clarity. Always have an epiphany on times that I can get clarity. We're going to go over the Stephen A. Smith stuff. We're going to go over the No Kings protests. We're going to go over Chicago. I don't think Chicago is safe for y'all no more. For the bag chasers, for the people that's that's still in Chicago, I don't think that Chicago is safe for y'all no more. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Need to turn this heat down. Got my Missy Elliott hoodie on, one of my favorite hoodies. It's from when I went to the concert. Some people only get she came here to Detroit and Little Caesars Arena. Some people only they don't tour ever. Like some people only tour once in a lifetime. And so those are the people that I want to see. Those are the people that I go to the concert for. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Missy Elliott. Hold on, let me go turn this heat down real quick. Give me a second. All right, so we're in the building. What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up to all of my friends? I see Oat Milk, Known, Unknown, Mustafa, Jesse Xavier, K. Cooper, Wayman Bird, OG Rihanna. Said you need to see my face there. I appreciate it. You know, I do what I can. I do what I love. Music makes me lose control. Music, what's up, Prize Up? Says great talks with Stephen A. Smith. Earl the Pearl. What you know about Earl the Pearl? No kings translate to they want more crime and illegals. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over that. We're going to cover what's happening in the news. We're going to keep it light today, though. Again, we got frame fights tonight, so that should be fun. I'm rewatching my final movie I'm rewatching today. So let me tell y'all what we're going to talk about on frame fights. Last week, what did we do last week? We did Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society in New Jack City. This week, we are doing Goodfellas, Casino, and Donnie Brasco. Goodfellas, Casino, and got Donnie Brasco. So I like to bring the people up. Miss Sanchez, I think she's gonna be back tonight. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. My first trip to Michigan yesterday, surprised how much the landscape reminded me of Virginia. Casino was so good. Now we talking, says General Cam. Yeah, man. Yep. So I'm glad to have y'all here. Casino is one of my favorite movies of all time. Also, OG. Terrence says Goodfellas is goated. I agree with you. Good afternoon, says Lady Kai. How do you get in the film club? We just do film study. We study themed and cultural stuff, and sometimes we watch whatever the new movies come out, depending on what they are. So it's just on the Room 9 channel. Somebody dropped the Room 9 channel inside of the chat. We're going to kick it at like 8:30 Eastern tonight. Hello? What's going on? Can you text them to me? Because I'm on a live stream. What's wrong with your voice? Yeah, just text it to me. All right, bye. When business calls, you know, business never sleeps even on a Sunday. Let me read some of these cash apps and super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. I'm going to let y'all dictate how the show go today because, you know, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. But let me say this before I even get into the super chats and the cash apps. Let me say this. I was last night, one of the things that I like to do before I go to bed every single night is I get on Instagram. And I don't know how my algorithm on Instagram has turned so hilarious and so positive. But I only see hilarious and positive stuff from Instagram now. I know y'all going to get on me about checking my DMs. I'm sorry. I'm going to check my DMs more often. I'm going to do a better job. All right? I'm going to do a better job of checking my DMs. But neither here nor there. So I'm on Instagram and I'm cracking up. Like before I go to sleep every night, this is my routine. I jump on Instagram and I scroll maybe 3 or 4 different reels, and it's something that is crazy hilarious. And I'm talking about laughing hearty, rolling over. If anybody have seen me and Slimmy's interactions on After Hours, when me and Slimmy be laughing at something, it could be the dumbest thing. And we just be rolling over laughing. And I believe in hearty laughs. Like I'm not the type of person to reserve myself or hold back. I'm just laughing, just crazy laughing at something. I don't even remember what I was laughing at. And then I scroll up, and if I'm lucky, I may get a video that's super funny and I can laugh myself to sleep. And then I cut it off and I just go to sleep. If I'm lucky, if I don't get that, then I'll get something that's you know, that inspires me or give me some insight. Last night I got both. So after I'm laughing and I'm just hearty and I'm about to go to sleep, And I scroll up by mistake one more time, and this girl says something. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to share it with you guys. It was very short, but for me, it was very meaningful. And it was very impactful. And I saved this one.
Live long enough for you to care.
And this is what it said. Let me share my screen with you guys. I don't know who this person is. I've never seen her before. It just so happened to pop up on my timeline. And this is what she said.
We do not live long enough for you to care. I swear, like, we have less than 100 years for the people who are currently breathing. And I just really can't emphasize this enough, that it's not going to matter what people think about you. It's not going to matter at all. I don't want you to waste your time caring about if people will make fun of you or if they're going to hate what you put out. Like, the right people will find you. And as long as you feel happy with what you make, that's all that matters. I promise you.
But this is a part that really hit me. This part right here. I don't care about the rest of it. It was really one line that she said.
Do not live long enough for you to care. I swear, like, we have less than 100 years.
We got less than 100 years. That's the part that stuck with me. And then when I look in the comments, and this guy Aaron right here says, we don't even really start living until maybe 20 of those years. Somebody said that's AI. I don't think so. I don't really care. It doesn't matter if it's AI. It doesn't matter if it's a real person to me. What matters to me is that it resonated and it was the message. And let me tell you what the message was for me. We got less than 100 years. And I thought about that before I went to sleep last night. I thought about that before I went to sleep last night. And I said, we got less than 100 years? I got the wrong banner up and everything. Let me put up the right banner. There we go. We got less than 100 years? And I started putting that in perspective, and it started really resonating with me. And I said, I'm 43 years old. I've spent the majority of my life focusing on making sure that my people are straight, my family is straight, my daughter is straight, building my businesses, going to school, learning things that you learn as an adolescent, in the church, all of these different things. And guess what? Nobody cares about. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about all of the frivolous, silly things. Nobody is going to be going through comments trying to figure out whether or not you was cool or you was not cool or any of that type of stuff. And so it was like, wait a minute. If you lucky, you'll be able to get to 90 or you'll be able to get to your 80s. Yes, 50 summers and 50 winters on average. That's correct. And I'm like, 100 years is max. That's if you just like skip cancer, if you skip a fucking plane accident. I'm sorry. You skip a plane crash. We seen that happen at LaGuardia. You're more likely to get into a car accident, right? It's people that have heart attacks every day. It's people that die from self-inflicted wounds. A random bullet can come and hit you or whatever, right? And so I'm already lucky to have made it out of the hood and to be living for 43 years of my life. And I said, you know what? I got to continue to live every day like it's my last, because sometimes you can forget that you was leaving it all on the flow. And that's the reason why you got to the space that you're in now, right? Forget replicating as many videos and make as many kids as yourself as possible. Forget that. I ain't thinking about that. I'm trying to make sure that I live the best life possible and I achieve everything that I want to achieve. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but you don't have time to be wasting on the things that other people may feel about you. You got to leave it on the floor. So anything that you can do to remove the distractions, to not focus on whatever, so on and so forth. I told y'all how to clean up y'all algorithms and stuff like that. Bro, we're not going to be here that long. We're not going to be here that long. I was looking at some videos where they were uncovering, because I look at all kind of weird stuff, mummies, all kind of, African wild dogs hunting, car videos or whatever. And I was looking at some mummy videos, and then they were recreating it to try to see what they probably looked like in their day. And they didn't have a long time. They just genuinely didn't have a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we waste so much time on things that don't matter. It truly don't matter what anybody else thinks about you. You have to leave it all on the floor. We're apprehensive about how other people feel like, what we look like when we dance. That's why people don't hit the dance floor. Everybody's trying to look cool. I equated to high school, right? I had a great time in high school. But guess what? It's not a whole lot of people. I graduated with like almost 2,000 people. When I crossed the stage, when I graduated in high school, they were calling names, and I was like, I've never seen that person before in my entire life. There were names I remember, because I remember at my graduation that they were calling people's names that I had never heard or seen, or probably never paid attention to in passing in the hallway in my entire life. And I never heard from them or seen them again. It didn't even matter. Nothing mattered, right? Once you were done with high school, you moved on to college. None of that stuff that mattered that did what you did in high school. 99.9% of all of those people, you never seen them again in your life. Going to college, it's like you look around, and I remember I was in a student union, and it was the day of the election. I think it was like Al Gore and Bush had won. And there was a big TV on in the student union, and there was the pool table and all of that stuff. And I looked around, and it was my first time voting, and I looked at all of the people, and I was thinking to myself, and I don't know why I thought this. I said, I'm never probably going to see any of these people ever again in my life. When I go to the basketball games, I don't even be on Facebook, so I don't see them on there. When I go to the basketball games, I am truly immersed in the game. I'm cheering. I'm having a good time. I'm talking back and forth to the coaches. I'm yapping back and forth to the players. And then I look around, because I always like to survey. It's like this surreal moment where you just stop and you just pay attention to everything that's going on around you. I look up in the stands. I look at this person. I look at that person. And I look in the front row. And everybody just kind of chilling sometimes. And I think to myself, well, why are you here? Who are you trying to look cool for? So you could tell, like, sometimes, like, one of the things that we know when we go to the basketball games is we know when either somebody has bought your seats for that game, like you sold your seats, or you gave them out as a gift. And the reason that we know this is because as season ticket holders, especially when you're on the floor, we're familiar and we know everybody, right? So we know, okay, this is such and such a seats. They know that's Anton seats. Those are the StockX seats. Those are the Rocket Mortgage seats. These are the seats. These are the seats, right? So we know. And, sometimes you'll even interact or have a conversation with somebody, and they'll say, oh, yeah, no, my uncle gave me these seats, or they gifted me these seats, or I won them at a company auction or something like that. And then they get there and they like this. Yeah, man, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and I think to myself, like, man, this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to sit courtside and enjoy it. And you trying to be cool? What you being cool for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, Leave it on the floor. Leave it on the floor. And again, that's my thing. It's just like, when I put that in perspective, and you know, if you above 40, you might already be halfway there. You might already be halfway there. Some of us, tomorrow is not promised. It's no guarantee that we're going to live to be 90. We probably already halfway there. You think I'm about to spend all of my time sitting there worrying about what everybody else is doing? I can't. I had a conversation with a couple different people yesterday, and I said, you know what? Everything got to be different going forward. I'm going to, because it was like a reality check that they gave me. They gave me a reality check, and they said, and the conclusion that I came to is, I'm going to spend 99.1% of every single piece of my energy winning and focusing on the things that mean the most to me. I'm only going to spend 1% of my time and my energy focusing on fixing things that everybody else feel like I need to focus on. I don't care about nothing. Criticism, hate, all of that stuff. Ask anybody on my team. Ask anybody on After Hours. Ask anybody around me. I have instructed them. I have talked to my own mother and said, listen, don't show me, talk to me, or tell me about anything that anybody may have negative, even if it's my own family members. Don't tell me nothing about nothing that nobody has said about me that's negative. Let me live in my delusion. Let me live in my delusion. Let me be completely delusional about what state that I'm in, or what space that I'm in, or how people may, you know, oh man, that family member, oh man, he remember what you said to him in 2001. Let me live in my delusion. I tell people around me, we gonna have problems if you sit there and you tell something to me that's not conducive for me, but that may be negative to me. I am not interested. I do not watch. I do not care. Now, it may be some stuff that I got to deal with from a legal perspective, right? Because I'm going to do what I'm going to do on that front. We gonna deal with that. But that's behind the scenes. I'm going to make sure that my team is taking care of that and address that accordingly. That don't have nothing to do with me personally observing, dealing with, or entertaining anything negative in my life. I can't do it, bro. It's too short of a life for me to put any of my energy or my life force. Now, if other people are focused on me, cool. I would love to live rent-free in other people's heads. I'm cool with that. But I can't focus on what everybody else got going on, bro. You got to live life like it's no tomorrow. You got to enjoy life like it's no tomorrow. You got to go for the gold like it's no tomorrow. You got to leave it all on the floor. And so that's what my life is. My life is 100% focusing on leaving it on the floor. That's what I'm on, bro. That's all I'm on. I don't care nothing about all of this other stuff. So we're going to get into all of these conversations, Stephen A. Smith, all of that type of stuff, but I appreciate y'all. P. Shank says, good morning, AD, at the Sunday morning show. Love you, Stephen A. talk. All right, we'll get there. Silent Sniper says, had to come through and show support. Great interview, by the way. I told y'all that it was going to be a great interview. I told y'all it was going to be an awesome interview. I had already gave y'all the blueprint for that. Yeah, shout out to Silent Sniper. Thank you for the 50 ball, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. V. Nicole says, is that my friend on the Sunday? Yes, it is, my love. Yes, it is, my love. I am here on the Sunday. I'm loving the reactions of the Stephen A. interview. Amazing interview, friend. What up, V? What up, Pretty V? You know, I call you Pretty V. You know that, right? That's my nickname for you. Chase Barnes says, happy Sunday, ADM peeps. I'm glad to be kicking it with y'all. I've been trying to protect my identity from the scammers and the dusties this past weekend. Goodness. What do you mean you're trying to protect your identity from the scammers and the dusties? What happened? Slow Money says, what up, AD? Would you mind doing something with Chris saying For Stock Club, I haven't seen Chris Sand reach out to me for anything. If he was to reach out to me, yeah, I would probably do something with him. I think he cool. I think he great. I like his content. I've watched a couple of his videos before. I like his content. So, yeah, man, that's what I'm on. Shout out to Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude, for holding me down on Cash App. I also want to send a shout out to my dog, Kevin Burke, on Cash App. Says, great videos. Thank you. Shout out to my dog, Kevin Burke. I appreciate you. All right. Somebody said I would love to see y'all collab. This is another thing that I'm on. All right. Let me say this too. And then we gonna dig into the show. I'm only working with people that reach out to me. That's what I'm on. Like I even know how we say in relationships, go where you appreciate it, not where you tolerate it. That we say the same thing when it comes to business and all of that stuff. I work with people that want to work with me. So if they rock with me, I rock with you. I'm not trying to make connections. I'm not trying to network. I'm not trying to do none of that stuff. I already got my group. I got my bag chasers. So I'm not on any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am working with people that want to work with me. Anybody you see me collab with, anybody you see me work with, is because they reached out to me and they showed me love. That's what I'm on. All right. So let's back up for a minute. I heard that they got a No Kings protest all across the United States. As I scan the audience, not the audience, but the people that's in this protest, the people that are marching, as I scan this whole thing, right, I see nothing but snow hares and snow bunnies. I see sassiness and what looks to be people that may have an alternative lifestyle sexually. I see liberal whites. I see a lot of people that don't have anything better to do with their time, and they're spending their afternoons on a Friday or a Saturday or maybe even a Thursday away from their family, away from their job, away from the things that's meaningful to them. And they're walking around with pre-printed signs because this is all paid protesting. A lot of it is paid protesting. A lot of it is agenda driven. People that are busy, I don't see them out here. We are the movement. Did they say that they are the liberation movement? Look at these weirdos, bro. Look how weird these people are, man. Look at this, man. When I was talking to Stephen A., and I was explaining to him, and I said, listen, fam, I don't understand how people, and I'm going to play some of the interview or we'll talk about it. And I said, I don't understand how the people really is aligning, specifically black people, or people that actually love God, or people that actually, want less government or less government involvement in their lives. How can y'all join this party? Look at this, man. Have y'all ever been in a place in real life, not on the internet, but in real life, and you just kind of like take survey and you be like, man, this is not my people. These are not people that I want to be around. This is not cool. Like this looks weird. These are weirdos.
We begin with the estimated millions of people nationwide who protested against the war in Iran and President Trump's actions in the third so-called No Kings rally. Elijah Westbrook has the messages from the protesters.
Let me tell you how disconnected I am and how much I'm so immersed in my work and what I got going on in my own life, in my real life. I didn't even know that it was a No Kings to protest. Where'd the email go out? Did anybody send out any text messages? I was not even aware. I was trying to go skating last night. I had no clue. This is how disconnected I am from what's happening out here and these liberal hellholes. I had no clue that there was a No Kings protest. Now, I know like in New York, down like Manhattan and all of that stuff, and Los Angeles and downtown and stuff, they were flooding things or whatever. I heard they had one somewhere around here in Detroit. Certainly wasn't downtown Detroit. Certainly wasn't in near the skating rink, because I didn't see it.
Profile voices leading the charge from one rally in Midtown.
Did y'all know about it?
The sound of protest echoing through Midtown. Thousands taking to the streets Saturday afternoon for the No Kings rally. The crowd started gathering around 2 p.m. at Columbus Circle, then marched south, filling 7th Avenue and Broadway, moving through Times Square all the way to.
There was a Nova.
I am just shocked at how
that's not even in Detroit, bro.
many people are out there. It's unbelievable. It's freezing cold.
Well, as you can see here behind me, there are thousands of people, many of them holding up signs that read "No Kings, No Billionaires," among other things. They hope that events like this will bring about change within the country.
We're just here to show up for our communities and our neighbors and say that we don't accept this treatment.
At the end of the day, we can protest as much as we want, but until we go to that ballot box.
Yep, he fit the description. I could tell by his collars. I can tell by his undershirt. He got a white drunk. His shirt is drunk. Both shirts are drunk. I can tell right away. He fit the description. Absolutely. No lineup, scraggly beard. Got out of bed, didn't even brush his hair, didn't brush his teeth, got the drunk collars. I could tell right away. Yep. He would be the one that be out there. Makes sense. When I look at this, makes perfect sense. 100%. Yep. We know it. We know it. Yep. Jerk 5 times a day. 100%.
That second Tuesday after first Monday of November every 2 years, nothing's going to change.
Demonstrators protested federal immigration policies and the use of ICE agents amid an ongoing battle in Congress over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Earlier in the day, high-profile figures rallied support at a press conference, including civil rights leader Al.
Shout out to Al Bobblehead.
Sharpton, New York Attorney General Letitia James, and actor Robert De Niro, all calling for action and urging people to show up.
We still believe in the core American values of justice, equality.
I hate Robert De Niro, bro. I think Robert De Niro has completely destroyed his own legacy, bro. It is so sad.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to share this event with so many committed people here in this room and out in the streets. And I'm proud to stand with an Indivisible and all the organizations promoting No Kings. The concept of No Kings is a great rallying cry and a hugely successful as millions of us have answered the call. I support this movement 150%. Yeah. But when the crowds are chanting No Kings, what I'm really hearing, as we all know, is no Trump.
That's right.
There have been other presidents who have tested the constitutional limits of their power, but none have been such an existential threat to our
Can't even get it out.
Security. None, except Trump. He must be stopped, and he must be stopped now.
Amen.
It's time to say no to kings. It's time to say no to Donald Trump. We've had enough. No King Trump. No unnecessary wars that rob our resources, sacrifice our brave servicemen and women, and slaughter innocents. No.
You know who else I can't stand? Mark Ruffalo. The Hulk, the guy that plays the Hulk. He disappointed me also. It's like I'm not really interested in my actors taking a political take. I'm not interested in them trying to influence me on how I should vote. Like I want my actors to act just like I want my rappers to rap. You know what I'm saying? Shut up and act. Just shut up and act. I don't want to hear that, bro. You messing up my thoughts of who you are and what you got going on, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I'm not interested in your take. I just want you to either Hulk smash. I want you to Hulk smash, and I want you to act like a gangster. I want you to show me how much you don't like Ginger. I only want to know what your thoughts are about Ginger, bro. I want to know how you don't like Lester, her former boyfriend, and why you beating him up outside of the casino because Ginger keep on sending them your money. That's the only thing I want to know. I want to hear nothing about your thoughts, bro. Giving me all of this lip.
Leader enriching himself and the Epstein class buddies. No taking away health care from our most vulnerable neighbors. No unaffordable groceries, no unaffordable energy, no unaffordable housing, and no inflation at its highest level since COVID. No government masked thugs shooting down our neighbors in the streets. Trump has to be stopped. And that's what No Kings is.
Did they nerf him?
How can this be happening? Look at the power of the No Kings national uprising.
He can't even
Look
read.
at the power
We gave him
of
a
the No
script and he
Kings
can't even read.
national uprising. Afraid of Trump? Please. No, they should be more afraid of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we still believe in the core American values of justice, equality, decency, and kindness. Because we're going from the streets to the ballot box, and because we all deserve a country with no kings, no Trump. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That's Robert De Niro with his whole speech to help y'all to understand that y'all need to be protesting against no kings, even though Congress are the ones that control the purse strings and you only get 2 terms. We need to be, that's what we really need to be focusing on. We need to be focusing on term limits for Congress, but we distracted by the BS. We need to be focused on term limits for Congress, and we sitting here having a conversation about no kings. Get out of here, bro. No kings. Come on, man. Term limits for Congress should be the real play. And we sitting there worried about somebody that only got 2 terms at all. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, we're turning on notifications. Let me read some of these super chats. From Liberal Time to Famous Time. Talk about it. Congratulations to you and your success. Thank you, Eric Harris. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm there yet at all. Daily Discourse Arturo says I did a 12-hour stream on this craziness yesterday. 3,100. Look it up. In LA and Portland, they got extremely violent out there. It was madness. Let me see what's happening in LA and Portland. Hold on. My favorite liberal city.
But first, we begin with breaking news from Portland's ICE facility at the South Waterfront, where crowds have clashed with federal agents and police tonight, at one point even breaking through the ICE facility's main gate. Fox 12's Vince Ibarra joins us live from the ICE facility tonight and breaks down what happened. Vince.
Yeah, well, Ward, the crowd has really cleared out, but we can still hear them banging and we can still see them banging on the building. This comes after protesters were able to break an entrance gate. Authorities quickly did move in and did their best to control the crowd. A break at the ICE building on Saturday. After a day filled of marching in opposition of the current administration, protesters broke open an entrance gate at the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement building in South Portland.
We need to stand up as a people and say this is not okay. We have to apply
Oh, so it wasn't peaceful. Interesting.
Constant pressure.
The evening began with several people gathering at the Elizabeth Carruthers Park.
I pride my community. We all come together in different ways. Everyone has their different role to play. And, big protests like this wouldn't happen without everyone putting in the effort and people showing up.
As the sun started to set, several dozen people marched down South Moody Avenue.
No, it's illegal on stolen land!
The crowd finished their march a few blocks away in front of the ICE facility. Within minutes of arriving, protesters crowded in front of the entrance at the facility and broke open the gate. For a moment, federal agents pushed the crowd away from the area. Eventually, city and state police stepped in to move protesters before they could gain access to the building. Officers were armed with riot control ammunition, but it was not used to control the crowd. A little before 8 p.m., city and state police pulled back for federal agents to step in and maintain the crowd. And there was concern over tear gas being used since there was a pause on a federal order limiting the use of tear gas. But since we've been here, we've seen people with masks, but we have not seen any chemical munitions.
Let's see what's happening in Los Angeles.
Breaking news.
Breaking here at 9, an unruly crowd clashing with police after a No Kings protest in downtown LA. Police say the crowd was throwing chunks of concrete at federal officers outside the detention center. Officers using tear gas and LAPD moving in and making arrests.
LAPD officers chasing down protesters in the streets, tackling a person here. Police also making arrests for failure to disperse and assault on officers.
Well, let's get right to CBS LA's Hunter Sowards live downtown with where things stand right now, Hunter.
Well, Leslie Gio, a very different scene, I can tell you right now. Just within the last 30 minutes or so, we have seen these protesters be pushed down Commerce Street. We right now are at Alameda and Aliso, but really not much to show you anymore. It changed really rapidly, though, than from what we saw earlier this afternoon. But we did see at about 8:45 another protester arrested, and then shortly after that is when that dispersal happened. We want to show you, though, take a look at the chaos here. These were the intense moments with the crowd facing off with those officers outside of the federal detention facility. This was between 6 and 7 tonight. Things just really taking a contentious turn. Officers deploying that tear gas, as you saw at the top of the show. And then another scary situation here. LAPD says that people started using chunks of concrete to throw at officers. We learned that from federal authorities confirming to us tonight that there were officers hit by that concrete blocks and they are receiving medical care. We also know that 2 people at least were arrested for assaulting officers. Again, that's when that less than lethal weapon started to be used to try and get these crowds to break up. Here's another video of those skirmish lines, those cops just moving through.
Our dog wasn't even fast enough. He was slow as hell. I think I could have got away from that. Nah, he was too slow. Yeah, it's out of control, bro. Shout out to you. It was 3,100 protests. I can smell them through my phone, says Manny Plays PC. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says thoughts on Cam and Ryan going back and forth. Cam and Ryan went back and forth. I'll look at it. Daily Discourse says watch rioters break Portland ICE facility gates. They literally broke into the ICE facility yesterday and no arrests were made. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says 80 give that Kanye album a listen. Is it on Apple Music? Because I didn't see it on Apple Music. I didn't see it on Apple. Did y'all know on Apple Music they're promoting concerts near you? Have y'all seen this? I just opened up my Apple Music and they promoting concerts near you. Apple got a new concerts thing. Have y'all seen this? This is kind of dope, actually. Don Toliver, June 4th. Wiz Khalifa, Wale, A$AP Rocky, Luke Bryan, LMA, Bruno Mars, Lil Wayne. This week, this is kind of dope. This is dope. I just want to make sure that they're doing the smaller venues and stuff like that too. I don't want them to only be doing. Oh, they are, because I see them at the L Club too. Yeah, this is lit. This is lit. I like that. Oh yeah. Is Ye on because I heard that Ye's album is only on his website. Oh, is it? It is here. I wonder why it didn't pop up in my stuff. Yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'll check it out and see what's happening. Jokic is an MVP easy. I don't know about that. He did put up almost 20, 20, and 20, though. PG-13 and Embiid is back, and they looking great. Yeah, they'll be injured in shortly. Anthony Labraccio, shout out to Anthony Labraccio. God has Trump conquering dictators like Joshua conquering kings. That's true. The news didn't show how violent it really was. Of course they didn't. You got to be on the ground to see that. Jay DeNoir says no Kings rally are a joke. Nothing but a bunch of old liberal PAWBs. I don't know what that is. Punk A white boys and boomers. Oh, my God. Did a lot of acid and trip through their 20s and their 30s. Sorbai says, how is he a paid actor and sounds worse in person? His table reads have to be trash. Sharp TV says, what's the difference between rappers, actors, and YouTubers? We all spew our ideas and thoughts. Well, here's the difference. Actors act, rappers rap, but there is no monolith of a YouTuber because there's all different types of content creators. That's the difference. Like you can have YouTubers that speak specifically to music or YouTubers that speak specifically to whatever, pick one, politics, relationships, movies. You know what I'm saying? There is no monolith of what a YouTuber or a content creator is. That's why we more special than them. That's why you see all of them trying to get into what we doing. We not trying to get over to what they doing. They trying to come over to what we doing. TS says Apple teamed up with Ticketmaster. That's why they show concerts now. He dropped it yesterday. That's why. Michael Dorsey says Bag Chaser Influx is going to hit big after that interview. Good work, big dog. We working. Cam and Ryan. All right, let me dig into this real quick.
Hey, what do we have here?
Man, we got people telling you, me, we, on how we should do business here on 4th and 1. Okay. And that's none other than Ryan Clark. Mr. Clark, come here, boy. All right. So Ryan Clark takes it to X. And he tweeted, if someone shows you love, has you on their show twice a week, at least, you don't bring his known enemy on your show and allow your guests to talk ish about the person. That's not G at all. Loyalty is at a minimum these days. And Cam, he is referring to obviously Jason Whitlock coming on 4th and 1 and your relationship with Stephen A. Smith. And he said you shouldn't allow somebody to come on this show and talk about Stephen A. But Cam, talk about what goes on here at 4th and 1.
You know what, TS Car Wash and Detail Service? I feel like you're trying to draw me into this nonsense. It's kind of weird because I'm kind of already in it. This is a new sphere, in my opinion, that's being created. All right. Before I hear Cam Newton's response, it seems like this is a new sphere. Like it's a whole bunch of integration and different people and I don't want to talk about this. I'm not doing it. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me at all. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Cool guy in real life. I love you, Stephen A. You show me a lot of love, and I can't wait to us to kick it in person again. And I know you coming on the show. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock, we have a lot of great conversations. We've never talked about Stephen A. Smith together, but we talk about a lot of business-related things, and we talk about the different things that we're working on. So I got a lot of love. My dog, Jason Whitlock, Stephen A., Jason Whitlock, I got both of their phone numbers. Both of them have been to me very, very, very good people. And I haven't had one bad experience with either one of them whatsoever. I do not know Cam Newton. I don't know Ryan Clark. I've never spoken with either one of those guys, and I wish them the best. I'm not a good person to have this conversation with because I would be biased, and I have good relationships with both of them. So I don't really care. It's not my thing. It's 1,000 other things that I can talk about. I'm not interested in talking about it. I pray for them. I hope that everything works out with them. And I hope everything is beautiful and I hope everything works out. But, it's a interesting dynamic because everything is starting to spill over into everything. So it is what it is. God bless them. I don't want to know. Don't look like anything that I need to give my opinion on. Y'all heard what they said. I'm sure y'all heard it. I haven't watched it. Y'all heard what they said. I'm not getting into that. Every time I see these liberal protests, I think back to the scene in Ten Commandments when Moses came down from Mount Sinai and the people are bugging out. That's a good assessment. Maine, what up, though? I appreciate you, TS. Can you comment on Nick Cannon's current backlash? What is Nick Cannon's current backlash? What is Nick Cannon's current backlash? Tell me what Nick Cannon's current backlash is, and I'll see if it's something that I can comment on. Well, can't wait to see you on JBP after he says he wants you on the show. I haven't heard that either. Where's that at? I haven't seen it. Got to send it to me. Got to send it to me. What is Nick Cannon getting backlash about? Anton, sell me the SS Impala. I already gave it to my brother. Nick Cannon says he supports Trump. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Shelley, Nick Cannon defends Trump.
As a people that have been taught and trained to believe that it's talent only, but it's so much work.
Let me pull it up. What did he say it on? I don't want to go to nobody else's reaction. I need to see what he said it on. What did he say it on? I tell y'all what, y'all send it to me because I'm not about to search for it. I don't see it. Y'all send it to me and I'll check it out. Send me the timestamps. Send me all of the stuff. And then I'll check it out. So I don't know nothing about Nick Cannon saying nothing. I gotta see it, bro. He was rolling with Amber Rose. Send it to me because this is the thing that I've changed, right? I want to see the original source. I'm not interested in seeing somebody else's comments about it. I want to see the original source, and then I'll give you my perspective. So send it to me in an email and let me know y'all sent it in, and I'll check it out. It's comments on the KKK and Democrats. I don't care nothing about that. Let me get into the Stephen A. conversation, right? Because it is now eclipsed well over 100,000 views, as expected, in less than a day. It is eclipsed well over 100,000 views, as expected, in a day, because Anton from AntonDaniels.com, Anton from AntonDaniels.com is box office. You sent it to me, Fi Brown? All right, I'll check it out after this. Anton from AntonDaniels.com is box office. That's what we do. 2,100 comments immediately. And so if you ever want to get your stuff popping, come and holler at Time Dog. Holler at Anton from AntonDaniels.com. We're going to get you right. We're going to get you set up. And we're going to do what we do. All right? So check my phone. I'll check it in a second. I got you, Fi Brown. Thank you, my bro. But Anton pulled up with Stephen A. Smith. Y'all know this. Y'all knew it was coming. And we kicked it. Let me see if there's anything meaningful we need to talk about.
There's certain things that I lean a little bit here to the right, and then I lean a little bit here to the left.
I don't think that the Republican Party forces us to pick. The Republican Party.
No, I'm just answering your question about me. I'm just answering your question about me, just for clarification purposes.
That's fair.
With immigration, the only I totally supported Trump closing the borders because Biden opened them. If Biden had never opened them,
why not vote for him? Why not vote for him?
Because first of all, I've said this on many occasions. I would have voted for Nikki Haley. I would have voted definitely for Nikki Haley, possibly DeSantis. I didn't like his remarks about good points about slavery, so I probably turned against him because of that. I didn't appreciate that shit at all. But I would tell you, for the most part, him, and I would vote for Marco Rubio. I wouldn't hesitate. But also know this about me, because I'm glad you asked, because I heard you touching on some of my politics with some of your cliques, and I was like, I can't wait to speak to this brother, right? And I said to myself, I said, listen, I don't blame him for feeling that way because he don't know me, and I've never really discussed a lot of this. But I said, listen, if you're sitting back and it's like, all right, it's immigration, follow the Obama policy, go ahead and keep that policy in place, I would have supported that. When you talk about safety in the streets, damn right, you ain't getting out of jail the same day you get in jail. Not on my watch. Oh, hell no. So in that regard, yeah, I'm more conservative than liberal. But entitlement programs are more liberal than conservative. I think the desolate
Why?
and disenfranchised, because I think the desolate and disenfranchised need a helping hand from time to time. I know it helped me and my family. Now, we didn't lean on it. We didn't depend on it. We didn't live off of it for decades. But to get a helping hand, to uplift yourself, sometimes I think that's needed, and it doesn't bother me. So I'm pro-choice, because I don't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. I think I'm more of a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community than conservatives are. So those are the reasons why I would call myself an independent who leans a little bit left instead of right, to clarify.
So first of all, let me say this. This was supposed to be the conversation that me and the comedian had. This is supposed to be the conversation that me and the comedian had. Y'all know who the comedian is. And this is not even a shot at the comedian. I'm not dissing him. But I am saying that this is what I expected for the conversation to go like when I kicked it with him. All right? I expected for us to have disagreements, to have dialogue, and to have, express our thoughts. He listened to me. I listened to him. I'm respectful, obviously, of Stephen A. because he invited me on the show. And so he is the person that dictates the line of questioning. And then we had a respectful dialogue. The one thing that you have to say, it's a few different takeaways before I deep dive into the interview. The first thing that you have to understand is the reason why this was great is because it showed that people can agree and disagree and still remain respectful with each other. That's the key. That is the importance of this whole thing and this whole situation, is that you should be able to have a respectful conversation without it becoming, ad hominems or anything. He allowed for me to say exactly what I thought to him. And then I reciprocated and I was respectful and I heard what he had to say. And regardless of whether you agree with me or you agree with him or you disagree with him and you disagree with me or whatever, the whole idea was that we were able to have a fruitful conversation and it didn't have to become disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the first thing that I want to give props to. The second thing that I want to give props to is Stephen A. is dope, in my opinion, from my interaction with him, because he didn't edit out anything. Regardless of whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he did not edit out anything. He put the whole thing in, no edits, no skips, didn't take out the part where he felt like maybe he got one up or anything like that, or the people might not have, disagreed. You got to give respect to that, bro. I mean, you don't have to do nothing, but I give respect to that because that shows integrity. That shows that he's not trying to duck nothing. He just focused on having a good conversation and letting the people determine how things go. You got to respect that because it's pre-recorded. So it wasn't like he couldn't have made some modifications or he couldn't have did something different. He just kept it 100% G and he dropped the interview exactly how we recorded it. What more can you ask for? We have a respectful conversation on some of the points we disagree with. He even allowed me to come on the platform and I was able to hold them accountable for some stuff that I disagreed with. And here's the key, because he watched all of my stuff, right? Or not all of it. He don't have the capacity to watch all of it. He watched my stuff. He's seen my criticisms of him. He didn't say, I don't like Anton. He said, I hear what you got to say, and come on the platform and tell me what your thoughts are. What more can you ask for? Hey, man, I seen what you said. I want to get your thoughts. I agree with you on this. I disagree with you on that. What is it that you don't care for about what I said? And how is it that I don't see how you can hate that. There's nothing that you can say negative. And again, this is my experience with him. I know that there's other things that's going back and forth between him and other people that ain't got nothing to do with me. You can't hate on a person that's willing to have a conversation with you even after you criticize some of the stuff that he's done. He brought me on his platform didn't change any of the words, didn't make any edits, didn't make any modifications, showed me love, and said, let's have a respectful dialogue, I can't ask for anything more than that. So I have the ultimate level of respect for him, and he let me show out. He let me do my thing. He didn't say, hey, you limited, or you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't curse, you can't do none of this stuff. He didn't say none of that. You know what he said? Get your shit off. And then he said, and I'm coming on your platform. I got the ultimate level of respect for Stephen A. I have the ultimate level of respect for Stephen A. I have no qualms, none of that. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to disagree with some of the stuff but I respect him as a man. I respect him as a creator. I respect him as a business person. I just respect him across the board because I believe that he based off of those 3 talking points alone, I don't have no problems with him ever. He never did nothing to me. He never did me dirty or none of that stuff. So I have a great level of respect for him. And I think that we all need to have our own mind and our own perspectives, not have so much groupthink to determine whether we care for somebody or we don't care for somebody. So that's the first thing. All right, let me play a little bit more.
But here's the thing, though, Stephen A. The Republican Party is not distancing itself from people that's choosing to live their life the way that they want to live it. That's not the position, and that's how it's marketed from the Democrat Party. Okay. There's plenty of gay people. There's plenty of people that live alternative lifestyles that are a part of the Republican Party. What the Republicans are basically saying and standing for is we should not be allowing for children to transition themselves or for parents to transition children before they become of age. We should not
totally
allow
agree with that.
But see that
1,000% I agree with you.
It's not that Republicans are radical. They're not radical in their stance against anything. They believe in, freedom of religion and for you to be able to practice however you want to practice. Right. They're not trying to abolish gay marriage. None of that stuff is existing, right? That is a marketing ploy. But Democrats are extreme in their push for it in order to align themselves with certain groups. No, that has been since Obama
back in the day.
Office.
All right, I got that part. But I grew up in the 80s and the 90s and what have you, and I was hearing a different thing from the Reagan and the H.W. Bush administration. So you got to take that into consideration, and maybe I dropped the ball because I'm thinking about Republicans and conservatives, and I'm thinking about what the party had always been, even up until McCain was running, and I'm looking at it from that lens. That's all I'm going to. But let me get back to you.
Hold on, but let's stay on the my body, my choice part.
Sure, no problem.
Republicans are not removing women's rights to do what they want to do with their body. The only thing that they're saying is we don't want that to be the responsibility of the federal government. If that's what you want, then you can vote for it on a state level. That's all they're saying. But see, the miscommunication is that they're completely against it. I can disagree with your lifestyle, but still respect your right to do what you want to do because we're governed by the Constitution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like my ultimate thing is we are a republic governed by the Constitution, and so we're protected based off of our rights, our amendments, our right to carry, right? All of these things. Trump is the only person that's protecting and going against birthright citizenship for illegal migrants, leveraging that when that was literally made for Black people and slaves.
And that's true. So again, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. This is the thing, right? And I haven't talked to any of these liberals. Isn't it funny that you get no invites whatsoever? And when I say no invites, I mean zero. Isn't it funny how people could sit here and disagree with Stephen A. Smith, right? They could say, I don't care for this, or I don't do this, whatever, so on and so forth. But guess what? Stephen A. ain't ducking no smoke, though. He not ducking. He actually invited me on to have the conversation. That's the difference, in my opinion. He invited me on to have the conversation. I don't see that with other people or with people that disagree with me. I don't see that. I don't see them saying, well, Anton, you know what? I disagree with you, or I don't like what you said about Jasmine Crockett, or I don't like this, I don't like that, whatever. And so, I want to have a conversation with you. I don't see that, bro. They don't do that. You know what they do? They take their ball, they tuck their tail, and they act like they didn't hear you. Oh, you heard me. And it's impossible for you to hear me because I do over 14 million views in a week on one channel. 14 million views in a week on one channel. And even when people invite me to their platform, let's say Chief, let's take what Chief said. Chief said, well, Tasha K, right? Yep. I pulled up on Tasha K. I did it. And you know what happened? She loved me. She loved me. She loved me. She loved Rita. She loved everybody. And you know where it went wrong? People are mad at Tasha K for loving me. Because you can't meet me in person, especially a woman. Ain't no way you can meet me in person and say, oh, I don't necessarily care for him. Nonsense. You care. You love me, you adore me. Me and her husband, we chopped it up. It was good energy, good vibes. We talked for 3 hours. And the crazy people was like, wait a minute, why you ain't go harder on him? Why you didn't chase it down? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Well, she asked all of the questions that she could ask. And then it went how it went. You wanted to double back? What else you want me to do? I pulled up in person. How much more dedicated can you be? I know another thing that people was mad at. Let me show you something else that they was mad at. The very beginning, they was mad at this part.
Guest. It's growing in how he feels. So for 1 million subscribers on YouTube right here on Straight. This is a Detroit-based YouTuber business for his fans. Man, please, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. I've been looking forward to you get on me. I'm going like this, but damn, he got a good point. You got a good point. It's no big, it's all love, brother. I'm good with it. Let me ask you this question. How would you describe yourself, particularly in this day and age? Are you a conservative? Or are you just a YouTuber? Are you a podcast? What would you say? What do you want the world to know you believe you are?
I wouldn't define myself as a conservative first. I would define myself as a saint first.
Oh, they was mad. People are mad at that. People that ain't never been to church in their life is mad at that. Let me ask y'all a question. How is it any different than what I said on the comedian show? Because they wanted me to say, oh, I'm a black man first, or I'm this, that, or whatever. And they don't want me to acknowledge God. They don't want me to acknowledge the saints. They don't want me to acknowledge the word. They don't want me to acknowledge Jesus. They don't want me to acknowledge Christianity. They don't want me to acknowledge the church. They so pissed that the first thing that I said, and it's the exact same thing that I said on a comedian show. Whenever somebody asks me that question, how do you define yourself? How do you see yourself or whatever? The first thing that comes to my head, and I don't know what the questions are going to be. The first thing that comes to my head is, oh, it's all about God first. And it's not about whether you're perfect in your walk or any of this type of stuff. It's the fact that before anything, my goal is to chase God, to chase Jesus. Why does that, and this, I ain't even talking about Steve, I'm talking about people. Why do people get upset when you say that the first thing that you are on is being a saint? And how I define being a saint, and this is something that I've had conversations with some of the people that were closest to me in the church. A saint don't pick and choose which parts of the Bible that they believe. They believe the whole word of God. And that's the thing that you focus on. You hopefully get better this year than you was last year, or maybe you stumble back or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that we acknowledge that Jesus is the way and that is the thing that we chasing. Ultimately, everything else comes second to that. But we have the blueprint. There is no excuses. God has given us the way by which we are supposed to live our life, and this is the way that we're going to be judged. Saints don't deviate away from that. They believe in it wholeheartedly, and that's the way that they try to model their life after. And they don't like it. They don't like it. It bothers them. I don't care about whether you're right or wrong as far as the way that you live your life. It means nothing to me whatsoever, right? As far as how you look at God. Let's say, for example, it's this guy and he in the streets and the first 39 years of his life has been all over to the devil, right? And he just been trying to figure it out. Let's say he discovered God and he come into the church. He discovers God and he acknowledges God is the king and Jesus is the way, and that's the way he send his prayers up, and it's everything in Jesus' name or whatever. Now, the people that don't like the fact that he's evolving and he's changing his life, they're going to say, man, but you're still doing this, or man, but what about this happened last year, or whatever, so on and so forth, right? They're going to be mad that he's starting to evolve and change his life based off of the way that he acknowledged God and see it, right? But those are not Christians. Those are not saints. Those are not even people that even believe in God or acknowledge God. These are heathens, godless people that want to knock you off your square, and they don't want you to acknowledge God. And that is the way that they evaluate it. They'll evaluate and say, man, but he can't be this. You don't even know about the word. You have never read it before. They mad at the fact that you acknowledging God. That's how you know the devil is busy. That's how you know demons is busy. But you're not this. How would you know? You don't know nothing about what my life is like offline. You have no clue. You could never know at all. And it doesn't even matter because salvation is individual. The one thing, regardless of how you may feel, regardless of what my online persona is, the one thing that you will never, ever, ever get me to get up off of is the fact that Jesus Christ is always going to be the head of my life. I got saved when I was 11 years old. Saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in other tongues as the Spirit of God give out. Like, I was raised in the church, and I'm never going to not acknowledge Jesus and God in my life. It doesn't matter how much money I get. It doesn't matter. And then they get mad because they say you're a bag chaser too. They don't even know how we define what a bag chaser is. But this is the way that we live our life. We're focused on our purpose. We're not focused on what everybody else is talking about. I'm not even interested in qualifying whether you are qualified to even have this conversation with me. I don't care. I don't care. I am going to say exactly what I'm going to say. And there is nothing and nobody that is stopping me. I told y'all this years ago. I came on this exact platform, and this is back when I had the other background with the squiggly, the painting in the background. And I told y'all, I said, listen, there's going to be people every day that come against you. They're not going to like the fact that you're winning. They're going to say he don't deserve this, and that, and so on and so forth. And guess what? There's going to be even more. And the demons is going to show up even more. And the people are going to show up even more. And you know what I said back then, and it's true then, as it was during the biblical days, as it is right now. There is nothing that they can do except whine, moan, complain, and talk about it. Because you have to get permission to touch me. I'm not governed by the same rules in the world that you're governed by. I'm not held accountable by the same rules that you're held accountable by. I'm not defined. You can't take anything away from me because I never got it through you. I never got it through the devil. God has given me everything that I've ever needed, and everything that I'm going to do is going to be based off of whether he allows it or not. But you can't take anything away. I'm not defined by the same metrics and the same barriers by which you're used to defining people. So when you say, oh man, I don't like it, you can't cancel me. I'm uncancelable. The only thing that you can do is what God allows for you to do. I'm not defined by what your standards are. So I don't measure myself based off of what you think. When I wake up in the morning, I don't pray to you. I pray to God through Jesus. I don't care. Every platform that I ever go on, when they ask me the question, what defines you? Depending on who the audience is, because sometimes it don't resonate deep enough, and so I have to relate back to just being just Christianity, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it's always going to be Jesus. That's it. That's it. And you can get mad. You can get bothered by it. You can do whatever. You can feel however you want to feel. It don't make no difference to me. I'm still going to be great. I'm still going to be rich. I'm still going to be successful. I'm going to go to a higher level. Man, how is Anton still winning? How is he getting so many views? How is he? Because I'm ordained to win. That's my life. I'm a winner. If God be for you, who could be against you? It doesn't matter the lies. It don't matter what they make up. It don't matter what the assumptions. It don't matter that they can't prove anything. None of that matters. None of it matters. You know what matters is the facts. You know what the facts say? I'm big dog. Oh, humble yourself to who? To you? Because you could fall. No, I can't. No, I can't. I've been riding on Cloud 9 since Cloud 9 been riding. I can't fall. The only thing that can happen is God determines what my path is. And whatever it is that he say, I don't care. I'm riding. So even if I didn't have nothing, I'm riding. I'm riding. I'm riding. You're never going to get me to turn my back against God. You're never going to get me to turn my back against Jesus. You're never going to get me to do it. Ever. And it just is what it is. It is what it is. Confess your sins to who? Only person I talk to is Jesus. If I did the wildest things today, and then tonight I said, you know what? I got to get my life together. God, give me the way. I'm never going to come to you. Ever. You don't have a heaven or hell to put me in. You've never given me $1 to take away. There's no body, no person, no human being on this earth that I would ever put before my God. So I don't care. Most people are going to hell anyway. What do I care? Most people are going to hell. The lake of fire enlargeth itself. The path is narrow. Very few people are going to make it in. I'm partying with the saints. I'm not partying with you. I don't care about what you think. You destined to bust hell wide open. You're going to burn in a fiery furnace all night long, all day long for eternity. I don't care about what demons think. Why would I care about what you think? You're a demon. That's what the saints got to figure out. That's what they realize. Wake up. It's not about what the world thinks. The only thing that matters is you partying with the saints. None of this matters. I was reading about the guy that started OF that died. That's a whole nother conversation, man. Just keeping it 100 with you. So listen, my love, again, my conclusion of this whole thing, I'm not going to go through it. If y'all want to go watch it along with the, let's see. Go watch it along with the other 124,000 people and 2,100 commenters that has already watched it in less than a day. Y'all go watch it with them. If you want to watch it, go watch it like the rest of the people that has enjoyed it. But that is my experience, A, with Stephen A. I think that he's a stand-up guy. And B, I'm never going to walk away from the thing that means the most to me. And that's God, that's Jesus. You may disagree with me. Oh, man, you can't be a bag chaser and love God. When did you become the authority for money and spiritual? People that have bro, do you know how I know that the Antonosphere is on full thrive mode? People that have never talked about politics, they have never reacted to a political conversation in their life. In the midst of the 2024 election, people that have never voted before, people that are not even in the country to vote, have a conversation about about people talking about politics. That's how you know that it's in full bloom. They don't even know nothing about policy. They don't know nothing about who their representatives is and none of that stuff. But now they have a comment about what the political takes are. We talked for an hour, and the only thing they got from that whole conversation is whether or not I said I'm a saint or not. Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Wake up. Wake up. Y'all got to snap out of the matrix. Snap out of this whole space and realize who the snakes are and who the winners are. It's a reason why they hit a ceiling, but we continue to break through whatever ceiling and continue to run it up. I'm Thanos. I'm Thanos. It don't matter. They should have went for the head. I ain't even Snapchat. They trying to assemble every little meaningful, and you got Ant-Man over here. You got Black a Hawkeye over here. You got all of these people is trying to figure it out. They working together. They on a phone together. They trying to figure it out. Thanos. Anton, why are you always in trouble? What am I in trouble with? Who am I in trouble with? Am I in trouble with somebody? I ain't even started, bro. I haven't even started. It's gonna go crazy. Oh man. The next stuff I got lined up. Oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, bro. I wasn't expecting to get a phone call on a Saturday, but I got major. Do you know that there's major platforms and major networks that are trying to get me exclusively on their stuff? If I get 30 M's, it's over, bro. It's over. Did I not predict this a long time ago? Bro, do you know? Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at the haters. Keep dreaming, bro. You gonna be a sore loser your whole life? A sore loser your whole life? Ooh, for somebody so godly. Look at this. This is a grown man. I want to tell y'all that this is a grown man that's typing this, y'all. For somebody so godly, you sure are lustful on your panels, trolling and not playing. You still a married man. Hey, Maurice, suck my dick, bro. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I've never seen so many sassy men concerned about what my dick is doing. You ain't even got this much smoke for your own father. And he left you. He didn't even participate in your life. You ain't even confront your own daddy, but you think that you can control me? Bro, what is wrong with grown men? Hey, bro, check your hoe. Check your hoe, check your family, check your people. I got this over here. All of my people is good. All of my people is good. You worried about what I'm doing on a panel? Crazy. Ain't it crazy? He subscribed to say that. I would love to know who else you subscribe to. And then they take their talking points from other people. It's Sunday. Hey, listen, it's the weekend. We ain't got no daycares open today. We getting it in. We gonna get it in. I'm sorry, you right, Trill Mercy, no cursing. I apologize. Forgive me for that. Y'all be worried about my cock? You want me to show you stand up and show you the imprint too? You want to hold it for me while I'm peeing too? Girth God. That's what I am. The girth God. Take it to mean whatever it is that you want it to mean. Oh, y'all need help. I'm expecting, bro. Honestly, I'm expecting to get that from the women. I'm expecting to get that. I'm not expecting to get that from men because, bro, honestly, hey, Trill, I be trying to figure out, like, why are men concerned about this? What is wrong with men? I'm expecting women to say, oh my God, Anton, you need to do better. I can't believe it. I wasn't expecting for the men. I wasn't expecting for the men to be like this, bro. Can somebody tell me, ladies, what is it about our guys today? What is it about our guys today that are so focused and worried about what another man is doing? I've never seen it before, ever. And the women is in there. The women is rocking like, Anton, no, we rocking with you. No, we love it. You crazy boy. Anton, no, do your thing or whatever, so on and so forth. They spend too much time around their mom. Y'all know men don't like that. I mean, women don't like that. Look at all of these men. Boy, man, you was starstruck. They got their mama in them. Seriously, bro. It's their mama in them. They get it from their mamas. They get it from their mamas, bro. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened to the guys. I don't know what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? Now I know how the women feel when they be saying that y'all incels. Look at him. Anton be like, I work hard. Is this what you call hard work? What's wrong with them? They all, and he got an Obama thing on his hoodie. I'm telling you, bro, it's so many gay men out here, it's insane. It's so many down low gay men out here, it's insane, bro. I don't get it, Mimi. I don't get it. When I see other dudes winning, I'll be like, hey, man, salute. You said Patrick Bet-David is next. I already been to Patrick Bet-David stuff. They gave me the whole tour over there in Fort Lauderdale. Gay. Anyways, we not gonna be able to fix that, y'all. We can't fix that, ladies. It just is what it is. Thornton says this. Shout out to Thornton. I appreciate you for the $7.54. Jules says it was a great combo with Stephen A. Smith and nothing controversial. Of course, the loser reactors are going to find a way to twist things. Melvin Johnson says no remixing a word. None. The word is the word. Eric Harris says everything you are talking about is based on foundational biblical principles. That is why I rock with you, and my son rocks with you. Shout out to you and your son, Eric Harris. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Anthony Gonzalez, what up with the 20 ball? Thank you, Ant. Shout out to Anthony Gonzalez in the building. Duran Lee says, the Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? Psalms 118:6. Bernie's book tour says, AD, I understand you planned it a certain way to gain access. You can honestly not see Stephen A. is a fraud and a fake. You sat up there and called that man a Republican. I thought you were smarter than that. I just explained to you what my experience was in Stephen A. Smith. Y'all can have your own opinion. Y'all can have your own perspective. It means nothing to me. My experience with him is my experience with him, all right? Eric Harris says, you mentioned authority. Spiritual Authority by Watchman Nee broke it down. You right in line with what the authority is biblically. Appreciate that on a meaningful platform. Shout out to Eric Harris. I appreciate you. P. Vincent says, I feel like a proud distant cousin after your Stephen A. Smith interview. My chest is puffed way out over how you carried yourself. God is using you in a mighty way, covering you and your fam in prayer in Jesus' name always. Thank you, P. Vincent. All of the ladies continuing to hold me down. All of the real ones continuing to hold me down. And we're going to continue to do what we do. Now that we've navigated through that, and I've given you my thoughts on that, I want to share with y'all something that I think is meaningful. What is going on? All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up.
We want to begin tonight with a family desperate for answers, offering a $10,000 reward now for information leading to the arrest of the killer who took the life of their father, who worked for UPS.
This is Michael Hunter. He was simply trying to find his car that had been stolen when he was shot and killed early Sunday morning in Auburn Gresham. NBC5's JC Navarrete is on the story in our newsroom with the family's message tonight. That family just looking for justice.
Yeah, and you heard it off the top of the show, just the grief in this family's voice. Good evening. It was a peaceful show of force today by friends and loved ones. And as one Chicago family stands together now to search for Michael Hunter's killer, they're asking witnesses to come forward and do the right thing.
They took my son. My driving partner.
Words are not enough to console one Chicago family. 36-year-old Michael Hunter was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head early Sunday morning. His body found along the 8,000 block of Hermitage Avenue in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, an irreplaceable void left in his family's heart forever.
Michael meant everything to me. Michael was my heart, my soul. He was the provider, the protector of my household. My son is fatherless. He was there for me. He was the father figure that I never got to enjoy.
The pain, too much for Michael's father. Wearing his son's UPS jacket, breaking down in tears. What led up to the violence is still not clear. What we do know is Hunter was looking for his stolen truck, asking potential witnesses if they'd seen anything when he was killed. He had just returned from a week on the road with his father and looking forward to spring break with his children when his life was cut short.
I don't accept this. I will not allow this to continue to happen. Michael's death will not be in vain. This is going to be my life's mission.
Michael had been driving for UPS for 3 years. His employer speaking out about the tragedy, saying, "We're saddened by the tragic incident this weekend involving our driver. Our thoughts are with his family, loved ones, and friends." And now, a $10,000 reward for information's being offered. The family telling us it's up to everyone to do the right thing and turn the killer in.
We can no longer continue to perpetuate this cycle of where we are silent while our brothers die to senseless gun violence.
Hunter leaves behind 3 children and a grieving fiance. He had just bought his family a home last year, and the truck he was looking for, I'm told, was his dream car.
So this is why I keep saying that it's no longer safe for y'all in Chicago. It's no longer safe. And it's 2 reasons that it's now no longer safe. Or 2 culprits that make it no longer safe. Okay? The first culprit that don't make it safe is your administration and the way that y'all vote. Y'all have created an environment that is less than ideal. And as a result, you guys are suffering. And this is why you are absolutely going through the things that you're going through on a regular basis. They are monetizing your pain. They are monetizing your problems. They are monetizing your death. They are continuing to profit from your death. And you keep voting this in. You keep voting in the same people over and over again. And guess what? They not catching y'all killer. Dude's car got stole, his dream car. He goes out to ask a question and say, "Hey man, anybody see my car?" And they kill him for asking questions about the car. Now tell me that Chicago is safer. Because I know that they turned down Trump's help. I know that Brandon Johnson got rid of ShotSpotter. I know that there's a shortage of police officers. I know police officers that work in Chicago, several, that tell me that morale is dead, that they have no regard for this mayor. They have no regard for the decisions that he's making. And they know that it's going to be a very, very, very violent summer with violent crime. And there's nothing that they can do about it. And the thing they're trying to do is make as much money as they can while at the same time looking for new opportunities. This wasn't a guy that was a thug. This is a guy that is a father that took care of his family. He worked at UPS. He was a driver. He had a father in his life and he loved his children. This isn't a thug. This is a person that actually was a meaningful person in the community that more or less reflected what we want from our people. Gunned down in the streets of Chicago, and it's no longer safe. So that's the first culprit, is the culture by which we subject ourselves to as far as politically. The second culprit is the people that look like you. I'll show you. I'll give you an example.
Much sadness there tonight. JC, we appreciate the update. Thank you.
We are learning some new details about the shooting death of a Chicago man right in the middle of the day near the United Center. The victim was a successful businessman known for helping others. The victim's wife spoke with our Victor Jacobo, who is live for us on the West Side. Victor?
Yeah, 67-year-old Jerry Lewis was shot and killed here near Madison and Leavitt, just blocks away from the United Center. Today, I spoke with family and longtime friends who are mourning his death and remembering him as someone who cared deeply about his community and someone who always gave back to others.
As a loving husband, father, and grandfather.
This is the businessman that was killed, the construction guy around the United Center that stepped out for lunch. He stepped out for lunch. He was getting something to eat in the middle of the daytime. He wasn't out in the club. He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't doing something that he wasn't supposed to do. He stepped outside for lunch, to eat his lunch, to make a phone call. And in the middle of the day, right around, he got a wife. He a business leader. It's people that care about him. Stepped outside and lost his life. It's not safe.
Hardworking man, not selfish.
That's the voice of Zandra Lewis, the wife of 67-year-old Jerry Lewis. Chicago police say 2 armed people approached Lewis just before 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, blocks away from the United Center near Madison and Leavitt. CPD says those 2 men shot him in the head. He was then taken to Schroeder Hospital and pronounced dead.
He wanted everybody to succeed. He helped others all the time. And that's just who he was.
Lewis's family and friends say he was a successful contractor and developer who taught and mentored others in the construction industry.
Well, I met Jerry almost 29 years ago.
Longtime friend Parker Turner was one of those who learned skills and knowledge from Lewis, including to the 1901 Community Implementation Committee, a project to redevelop the area around the United Center. How do you want the community to remember him?
As a guy who dedicated his life and time to helping other people.
And I immediately dropped everything and I came over here, and that's when I saw the red tape and I just bawled.
So let me show you something. I'm going to back out for a second. I want to show you something. Why does Anton say it's this?
With killing a West Side business owner near the United Center have been ordered to remain behind bars. WGN's Jewel Hillary has more from the Cook County Criminal Courthouse.
In court today, defense attorneys' request for electronic monitoring was denied, and prosecutors laid out details in the case, including that Chicago police officers witnessed the alleged offenders shoot Jerry Lewis. Raised on the West Side, 67-year-old entrepreneur Jerry Lewis spent his life pouring back into the community.
He wanted change in the neighborhoods that he grew up in. That was his biggest motto, was that he wanted to see the people that he grew up with and the people that he affected in nice environments.
Jerry's son.
When they tell you that you got to be back in the hood and you need to be in the streets and you need to be all of that stuff, man, if y'all don't shut that up, if his life, Jerry Lewis right here, this guy that made it out of the hood, stayed in Chicago and said, listen, I want to see change. I want to see the people in the hood grow up. I've been telling y'all for years, you got to do it from a distance because they're going to kill you for it. Because the culture ain't changed just because you gave some money to some people. They're going to kill you for your success. It's the people that want it the most. And guess what? Ain't no Black Lives Matters that's coming out for him. Ain't nobody coming out and saying we need to make sure that we support his family. You don't see Al Sharpton out there bringing visibility to this guy. You don't see any of your leaders, no Joy Reids, no Don Lemons, none of these people are having no conversations about this guy, this black man that has gotten killed in the streets of Chicago, that stayed where he was raised and was pumping money into his community while helping other people become successful. You don't see anybody, not one person. Listen, you know what we gonna do? No King's protests, no this, no that. And then when you get real deep into the hood in YouTube, because YouTube do got a hood, I call them the hood rats, right? When you get real deep into the hood in YouTube, they bring no visibility. They don't talk about stuff like this. They gossip girls. Oh my God, what's going on with Tammy Rivera and whoever and Jennifer Lopez? Oh my God, I can't believe it. They don't even try to mix it in a little bit no more. They just straight up on BS 100% of the time. If it ain't about what celebrity or whatever, or how big my cock is or something like that, they don't have nothing to say. Nobody acknowledges, nobody really cares. All of this pro-black junk is nothing. It's all lies. It's all lies. Nobody cares. Nope. Bro, I've been the only person, the only black content. This is the truth. This is not my opinion. This is not any of that. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if none of that stuff. I am the only black YouTuber, the only YouTuber in general that is covering this guy's life. The only one. And I've covered him on multiple different streams. How am I the only person that is covering this man's life? Why? Because he's not a dope boy? He's not a dope dealer or something like that? I went and checked. I actually went and checked. Because I just wanted to see for myself. Because I'll be trying to understand, okay, so you got all of these pro-black people, right? And all of these Democrats and all of these black on black, yo. We need to support black businesses, black this, black that. But let me show you. We ain't even gotten to the thick of it yet. I'm going to show you the thick of it. We ain't even got there yet.
Zach, who we spoke to on the phone, says his dad was the pillar of the family and loved helping people.
He helps people in his sleep. He was one of those type of guys that just would not stop helping people. He just loved to help people. And he was a happy person.
On Monday afternoon, just before 1, Lewis was walking from one part of his office to the other in the 2100 block of West Madison. That's when prosecutors say...
And this is why. This is the part that I wanted to get to. These are the people that are hard hitting inside of the comments. The ones that tell you ain't black enough. The ones that tell you that you got to qualify yourself by first going to prison. Blah, 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 blah. These are the people that actually killed this man. You can't make it up. Listen. Listen to what I'm saying, Linda. These are the people, these two guys, and let me show you. They're the ones that killed a productive businessman in his office and took him out. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up. This is not my opinion. This is what's really happening in the streets. Yep. These are the people. Just take it in for a minute. I don't want to divert away from it. I don't want to, make it any less than what it is. I just want y'all to see it for yourself. You don't have to worry about white people. I said this from the very beginning when I first started getting on YouTube and I documented my story about what happened to me. If you're going to get killed, I can't be any more transparent than this. I can't be any more forthcoming than this. If you are going to get killed, it is going to happen from somebody that looks like this. You have a greater possibility. You're not going to have the white man come and kill you. It's not going to happen that way. It's going to happen from somebody that has the same hue as you, same skin color, and they're going to take you out, bro. When I had my security, start my car, get ready to leave my spaces, my office, whatever. When I go and look at the security cameras to go and look at him to make sure that he's protected, when I leave going to and from back and wherever I got to go, I'm not looking for some mysterious white man in a mask and a hood with eyes cropped out of it. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for a white man. That's not what's going to happen. If something is going to happen, it's going to happen from somebody that look like this, more than likely. And they're going to be unapologetic about it. They're not going to make no qualms about it. They just going to crack heads, take names. That's it. But I'm expected to hear their names in a rap song where somebody say freedom, free to gas, freedom or whatever. Hey, man, no regard for the family, no regard for the victims, no regard for the people that actually suffer. None of that type of stuff, just freedom boys. Hey, man, free the boys, man, what we doing, bro? Free the gas. And here's the worst part about it. It's going to get worse. I'm telling y'all, if you can, I haven't said this about any city. If you can, friends, bag chasers, everybody that's subscribed to the Patreon, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you can, get out. I understand that some of y'all got family there. A lot of y'all got jobs there. A lot of y'all got children that's immersed in the school system. You got a lot of businesses happening there. It's a lot that's going on. If you can, get out of Chicago. It is a dying, floating Titanic ship. It is going to become worse. It is going to get worse than ever before. I don't even usually say that because I usually tell people, hey, just stay where it is that they voted it in. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with whatever y'all voted, all of this type of stuff. I see Chicago becoming so bad, bro. They have no solutions. The police are getting nerfed, right? Meaning that there's no resources. They stopped hiring completely. They're having less police on the streets. The city is in crazy debt. The school systems are failing and they are in debt. The budget is going to get worse for next year than it was this year. The city is going to hell. They're going to continue to raise property taxes. They're going to try to blame it on rich people. The mayor is not going to do nothing different. And when this next election pop off, if y'all don't elect somebody different, it's over. It's over. It's completely over, bro. It's over. I see Chicago getting so bad, bro. It's going to get dark. It's going to get dark. I don't see no relief for y'all. There is no, like, you know how like you can think like, dang, you know, but we got this going on, but we do got this coming, but we do got this about to pop off in the city. It's not that. You don't see, there's nothing. There's no glimmer of hope. The Mag Mile, all of the tenants are starting to leave more, and as soon as their leases is over, they're getting out of there faster. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know how like, okay, this businessman is investing in here or the team, y'all losing y'all teams. The sports teams, you never imagine it, bro. You're losing your sports team. The biggest city in the Midwest, losing their own football team. J.B. Pritzker don't care nothing about y'all. Y'all still embracing liberal policies. You can't fix your budget. Y'all still got 50 aldermen. Y'all having a population exodus. Taxes is going up. Crime is going up, and there's no investment, and no policy that is going to create a better environment that want business people to stay there. It's over, bro. It's not going to get better. I'm telling you, I'm warning you, I'm giving you what my perspective is. It's going to get worse. I don't care what kind of tendernism is going on with the mayor. I seen the mayor doing tendernism. Ain't we tired of this trend? What? Hold on. Didn't the mayor do it or something like that? I seen a video of the Chicago mayor doing tendonism. Hold on, I might have to go to TikTok.
At this point, the only way that I can.
So we got a little tenderism in Chicago.
Hey, man.
Uh-oh.
Look at here, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, that's tenderism.
Oh, man. I mean,
did you see
tenderism.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. What y'all want me to do, man? What y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to talk about, bro? Tenderism.
Boom.
Tenderism.
Get you sick.
You gotta,
We so distracted. We so dumb and distracted and so easily manipulated. It's so dumb, bro. It's so stupid. Oh, man. And that's not nothing against the tenderism, man. Hey, man, get your money, get your paper up, do your tour, do all of that type of stuff. This ain't about him. This is about leadership. It's straight up about the leadership, man. Real talk. It's leadership. It's so silly. It's so stupid. So small-minded. Get out of there if y'all can. All right? Get out of there if y'all can. Let me see what y'all talking about. Kellogg's Knowledge says, what's good, Anton? Dope interview with Stephen A. Congrats on both of you and him on respectful conversations. I respect everything that you doing. Blessed Sunday. Shout out to you, man. Blessings to you. That's how men salute each other, though, bro. We salute each other the way me and you interacting right now, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, my friend. Real TV says, man, I got to give you your flowers with the Stephen A. Smith conversation. I truly wish that more content creators can have that thought-provoking conversations that can bridge their differences. Salute. Hey, Real TV, let me tell you this. I've always prided myself on being able to navigate both big platforms and smaller content creators. I made an offer to a content creator and I said, yo, I'll come on your platform or whatever. And I got super busy, but instead of them reaching out to me, they went off on me and they said, man, F you and all of this stuff, man. You should just. And I said, yo, and I responded to him respectfully and I said, you know, I would love to come on your platform. I just got really busy at the moment. You've seen everything that was going on with my schedule and I wasn't sleeping. So, you know, it would have been great if you'd have just reached out to me and say, hey, man, is everything okay? Can we, you know, we never really had an official date. So can we schedule some or whatever? And this was a very, very, very small platform. And it's no diss to small platforms since everybody got to start somewhere. But they went off on me. They cursed me out, man. I knew you wasn't no real one, all of this stuff. It's all right. You're right. I agree with you. I apologize. God bless you. I hope everything goes well with your platform. And then I just kept it moving. It's so funny because I don't see that being had as a conversation. My point is I don't see that being had as a conversation. That is only going to come from people that understand that there's a certain way that you move and a certain way that you do things, right? You can't do things like you're in the hood the whole time. What I see happening with what's much smaller content creators is that they only collaborate in foolishness. They don't work together for something that they can all benefit off of and growing their platforms and being more successful. They only focus on the low-hanging fruit stuff. That's why when you see people, even when people get a lot of people have gotten a lot of subscribers, some like the earlier people, but it's only because they got it much earlier. If they started today, they wouldn't be able to grow a platform and build a platform to being successful like they've done in the past, right? Because they got on much earlier in the game when there was less competition. But those same content creators would have zero motion whatsoever. Zero motion whatsoever. If they started their stuff or they started their channels in 2024, 25, 26, it would be dead. Because that's why most people hit a ceiling, right? That's why most people have a really, really big problems growing, is because they still focusing on things that only a very, 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 very small niche of people are even going to be interested in. And so they go back to the same thing that they've been in the well with, but they'll never grow their platform and they'll never be in. And it's cool. Some people are okay with that. Some people are cool and saying, you know what? I'm cool with just being down here. I like the hood. They don't even believe in themselves. JT Coin Rings in the building. My dog says, keep going. Keep up the good work, AD. Thank you, JT Coin Rings. Jamal Spencer in the building. What up, Jamal Spencer? I appreciate you. Equal Opportunity Smoke says, live on a Sunday. Blink twice if this is live. Shout out to the OG. Salute to the hustle. Salute to the bag chasers. What up to the chasers? Salute to the chasers. AR's back says, this is the first time I've ever been upset at a tenderness video. Anyways. I know we had the 2-hour mark and y'all used to me live streaming at least 3 hours. But it's a Sunday and I just wanted to come and kick it with y'all for a little bit. Do a makeup show for not doing a show on Friday because I had some business, I had some pressing business that came up immediately, an opportunity, and I had to deal with that. And so we kill it. We kicking it. We kicking it. We kicking it. Let me see. Report on AFC being removed from the Foreign Policy Committee. I'll talk about Nick. Y'all want me to talk about Nick Cannon right now? I can talk about Nick Cannon tomorrow. We'll talk about Nick Cannon tomorrow. We'll shelve it for tomorrow, all right? After hours tonight, film study, room 9. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for holding me down as usual. As usual. We on there after hours, and make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Peace.